We got breaking news. XRP's moment is here. I'm not talking about hype. I'm talking about checkmate on Wall Street. These levels of power moves are absolutely insane. Between Ripple's Swell conference that's kicking off on November 4th, BlackRock's tokenized funds, and this mystery countdown. Or is it really a mystery? To November 13th, we are watching the final system, the final play, the financial system quickly prepare for the biggest crypto ETF launch since Bitcoin, since Solana. So if you've been waiting for the signal, guess what? This is it. It is in black and white. It is right in front of your very eyes. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down why XRP is positioned to dominate the next ETF cycle, how Ripple is secretly building a banking empire right under our very noses, and why even Tether's record-breaking $10 billion profit is the start of a brand new era for you, for us, for the XRP holder. Smash that like button right now if you're already feeling bullish, because I know I am, and drop a comment down below. XRP to the moon, November 13th. Let's flood this algorithm with XRP power, and we are going to start right here. The fuel behind this crypto engine, baby. It's all about the liquidity. That's right. You see it up there on your screen. Tether, they just dropped its report showing over $10 billion in profits. Let that sink in. That's billion with a B. That's the billionaire club. We're not talking about the millionaire club. We're talking about the billionaire club. And that's only in 2025 so far. No, it's not a typo. $10 billion. And the wild part, they are sitting on records of US Treasury exposure. Yes, the same Treasury that the Fed is manipulating to continue inflation. What does that tell us? It's simple. The stablecoin giants are moving in lockstep with global macro plays. And it's no coincidence. This is all coming right before XRP ETF narratives are about to explode. When big money needs safe liquidity to bridge into risk assets like the XRP spot ETFs, they'll go through Tether. You seen the dots connected yet? Liquidity plus institutional access plus Ripple's infrastructure is the perfect storm for ETF inflows. Folks, hit that like if you're starting to see the setup forming. I mean, we're laying it all out for you. And comment, I see the storm below, so I know you're on the same page as me. Let's see how many of you are paying attention. And then we got this Ripple silence bank play. It's just going on in the background. It's almost like everyone's forgotten about it. This is where it gets absolutely insane. Let me blow this up. So it's been over 120 days since Ripple has filed for a national bank charter. No noise, no leaks, no distractions, but just silence in crypto. Do you know silence is in crypto? That is your loudest signal of all. Ripple's not just trying to be a payments company anymore. They're building the rails of a new financial system. Remember when Western Union Solana announced that paid experiment for $25 million? You didn't see Ripple say anything. Why? Because that silence is strength, folks. Think about it. Now, why would a blockchain company need a bank charter? Ask yourself that question and really think about it. Because they're moving from payments to custody, lending, and full-on asset management. That's why they already have leadership here lined up. Compliance teams are already in place. This isn't a maybe someday. This is happening behind the curtains right now. And we're about to rip those curtains right open. Mark my words on this. When this goes public, because it's gonna be approved and it's gonna go public, it's gonna make Coinbase's IPO look like dress rehearsal. That's right. And then we get this. Talking about tokenization, let's get into this because this is gonna set us up for the fireworks in the rest of the video moving forward. Carlos Domingo, he reveals what's next. This man you see on your screen, he's from Securitize. He's the CEO. Yeah, the same Securitize that's partnered with Ripple and BlackRock and will be speaking at Ripple's Swell event, because this next part, this is your missing puzzle piece, everyone. Domingo's out here and he's telling you that tokenization, it's not just coming. It has already begun. We're talking real estate, treasury, funds, private equity, all coming on chain. And guess who's sitting right in the middle of that innovation? Guess who's working with Securitize for this? If you guessed Ripple, well, ding a ding ding, because you guessed right. Listen.
You're more accessible, obviously pending the regulatory framework, makes it easier to consume for retail people. Like large investors, they have armies of people that they can deal with inefficiencies in markets that retail people don't have. So I think it's a great equalizer for accessing financial services products.
So if this is about the rails and about changing the rails, getting things that are not tokenized, so then they're more easily accessible, things are faster, things settle more quickly. Who ends up losing out here?
That's a very good question. I think the incumbents, right? The intermediaries that sit in between those transactions. Clearinghouses, central securities depositories, transfer agents we need to modernize. So transfer agents think they'll still be there, but in a modern version of them. Distributors like wealth management.
Give us some names.
You want me to be provocative?
Well, I just want you to, if you're thinking about a future like this, like where do people not want to be?
I think one of the things that probably disappears is the clearinghouses, right? Because the blockchain settles the trades and the blockchain is the settlement layer, and therefore you don't need an intermediary to settle trades.
Are we just going to hear the clearinghouses at some point say that they're going to tokenize whatever?
Look, they see where it's going. Why do you think they partner with Ripple here? They're talking about clearing, and those settlement houses will go away because the blockchain is going to handle all of that. Keep listening.
In their inventory as well.
Well, they are already saying, but that actually doesn't change anything, right? So, tokenization is about changing the market structure to limit intermediaries. So if the existing intermediaries are just stay there as intermediaries, but tokenizing something, it doesn't really create any improvements to the market structure.
Do most people not even notice? Let's say we get to that world where everything is tokenized. Will the end user not even notice?
That's a very good question. So I think that tokenized finance eventually will become finance, the same thing that internet companies are just companies today, right? So I think blockchains at some point, when they are integrated on the endpoints of consumers, will just disappear behind the scenes as another infrastructure. They're the same way that internet. Back in the days, you might remember you had to dial up and have a modem and all that stuff. And today everything is connected to the internet and it's transparent, right? So I do think blockchains.
Good old dial-up days. Everything's connected to the blockchain he ends with. It's all transparent. This isn't about trading coins anymore. This is all about digitizing the world's wealth. Every bond, every share, every asset, it's going to be tokenized. And who's the bridge that's going to connect your traditional finance to that system? You guessed it. It's XRP's liquidity rails. That's what we've been positioned for this entire time. If you're watching this, folks, you didn't hit that like button yet? Come on now. How about a content creator, huh? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Then we get into this. September 23rd, this is like about what, a month ago, a little bit over a month ago, we'll call it 5 weeks. This is your power play. Ripple and Securitize are teaming up to enable RLUSD smart contracts, powering BlackRock's Build Fund and VanEck's V-Build treasury funds. This is the world's largest asset manager who is now using Ripple's connected infrastructure for tokenized assets. And you just heard what Securitize talked about, tokenization and tokenizing everything. Do you realize how massive that this is? We're not just talking about partnerships here for show. We're talking about direct integration into $1 trillion fund. BlackRock, they don't move without a plan, and their plan clearly involves Ripple's tech stack. This isn't crypto versus Wall Street anymore, folks. This is Wall Street building on top of crypto, which brings us to this. Circle your calendars, November 4th and November 5th. Swell's Ripple's global event. It is happening. And guess who is going to be speaking there? If you guess BlackRock, well, you guessed correctly. And if you guess Securitize, you guessed correctly again. They're down here. I think they're towards the bottom. Hold on, just so you can see. We got right there, Carlos Domingo, the same guy we just listened to the clip from. That's Carlos Domingo. That's him talking at Swell. He just told you about tokenization and who's going to be going away, because those blockchains and the blockchain companies who are building on top of those blockchains will be handling all of the clearing. Do you really think that this is a coincidence? No, this is a countdown, everyone. Swell is where Ripple always drops their biggest announcements, and this year it's happening just days before November 13th, the rumored XRP ETF launch. If you remember, I put out the short telling you about this date weeks in advance, and I told you that it was delayed on purpose because there is something bigger that is coming. And your bigger event is right here at Swell. We get the news, we get the announcement, we get all the hype behind it and what else is going to be announced. And then the ETF comes. And what does that do? It's going to build up for the ETF event. This is not timing. This is choreography. Comment down below November 13th so I know you feel it and I know you understand that this is the freaking ignition switch that we have all been waiting for. And as we build up to that, let's talk numbers for a second, because the market is already trying to front run this move. 9.9 thousand XRP future contracts were traded on October 27th. That's a brand new record. That is institutional money positioning before the spot ETF even goes live. Think about it. Big money always moves before headlines. And we're seeing record volume right here. The CME group posted it. Open interest rising, liquidity deepening. This is all what an ETF launch setup looks like. Regulated futures, institutional participation, and then your ETF countdown begins. This is your calm before the next moonshot. Last time we had a moonshot, guess what? It started in November. Do you remember? November 2024, the move from 50 cents started and we ran all the way till January. We had anywhere from about 8 to 10 weeks of excitement and we did a 700% move, which brings us over to this November 13th, the date that's going to change everything. Multiple insiders now aligning. Swell will be over at that point. Liquidity's rampant. Your banks are in motion and the ETF timing is syncing perfectly. The XRP ETF, this is the first of many. And when that goes live, you better expect price appreciation. It's going to make 2017 rally look like a freaking warm-up. XRP isn't just another altcoin anymore, folks. It is becoming the bridge asset for global tokenization. You either see it now or you regret not seeing it sooner. Drop your predictions in the comments below. What do you think happens on November 13th? Are those ETFs going to go live? Do you think the price is going to shoot up before or after? And how high do you think it's gonna go? I'll be replying back with my best takes personally. So let's recap all this. Tether profits, which is signaling to us the liquidity wave is here. Ripple's banking silence screams preparation. Securitize and BlackRock are setting up the tokenization stage, and Swell is your spark. And November 13th, it's the date circled on your calendar because that's the fireworks. This isn't hopium. This is coordination at the highest level. And XRP, it's sitting dead splat right in the middle of it. If you're ready for what's coming, hit that like button, drop a comment below, and share this with one person who still thinks XRP is sleeping, because when history gets written, this is the moment that people are going to look back on and say, that's when it all began. Stay early and stay loud out there. Stay XRP strong. I'll see all you November 13th.